Kua tino roa te mātanga jazz nei a George Benson e whakamina-mina na i te ao ki tōna reo whakamiere ngākau me tana rakuraku rangi Waiti. Kua noho tauira tēnei kai whiwhi i ngā tohu Grammy te kau ki te toko maha o ngā kai whakatangi puoru puta noa i te ao. A mohoa noa nei e noho pērā tonu ana ia ki te marea o Aotearoa nei. I kōrero a Kāli Hemopo ki a George Benson, i aia i te whanganui ātara, mo tana whakangahau whakanui i a Nat King Cole.
I runga i tātā mira i roto rānei te prakiti kāta i te kaiwaka ngāau ko tēnei. E korokoro tui a George Benson, a koe a tete i o ngā kaimai puoro rongonui o te ao.
Pleasure's mine.
Kanoi ki te kanoi, he humari e tōna āua, noko nā i hauwai o nā rongo ki te ao.
With glasses on.
So how does it feel to be back in New Zealand?
We're having a good time so far. We've only visited 2 cities. Our second concert is tonight in Wellington, and we're having a ball. Well, it's one of the most beautiful places in the world, and believe it or not, you have a presence in the world. When they talk about Down Under, they don't only talk about Australia, they talk about New Zealand too.
Next year, something's bound to happen.
Ere ma ngā uru tau neke atu tōna roa i roto i te ao puoro. No tōna uri tau tua ngā uru, i tāngia i tana waiata tuatai.
You started playing ukulele at the age of 7 on a street corner. How did you end up with the ukulele?
My father found it in a trash can. Somebody had cracked it up and thrown it out. And he reached down in there. We were very poor people. He got to get the ukulele out, glued it back together, and put a little paint on it. And he taught me the first 2 or 3 chords on it. And when I found out that I could play that with almost anything on the radio, somebody heard me do that on the street corners, and they say, "Hey, little kid, play that thing for me." I went over and played, and the guy reached in his pocket, and I said, "What?" He gave me, my cousin saw him reaching in his pocket, and he took his baseball cap off and did this, and the man dropped money, and these people over here, and they dropped money in. And that was the beginning of my professional career.
Nāna nei ngā waiata tino pā reka reka ki te ao Māori, i ngā tau o te uti ngā uru me te waru ngā uru. E rangi nā tēnei kōpai ara nā breezing i piki ai a George Benson ki ngā taumata tike tike o te ao waiata. E no o ki te kōpai nei te tino tauira ki ngā reanga mai waiata I muri mai.
Breezing is perhaps one of your most renowned songs. Do you ever get tired of playing it?
No. Something happened years ago. I had a lot of friends who helped my career along. They're very famous people. And somewhere in their career, they got tired of playing their hits. And they told me, they said, "I'm never going to play those songs again." I said, "Why not?" They said, "I'm tired." I said, "Boy, if I'm ever fortunate enough to get a hit record, I'm not going to get tired." It was a promise I made to myself, and I'm keeping that promise.
E pērā rawa te pai o ngā waiata a George Benson, e no o tonu ana ko aiwa waiata te tauira mō ngā reanga o e nei rā, pēnei I a Taina Keelan.
I first got into George Benson through my cousin Leon, who's now a member of Catch a Fire. He was a jazz drummer, and he was really into a guy called Harvey Mason who played drums with George Benson, and then when we were kids he was playing me all these George Benson albums that his parents had, and I just couldn't believe it, and this is one of the reasons I started to play guitar, and even now he's just the most amazing guitarist in the world.
What is it about his technique that grabs you?
He's funky, got rhythm and soul. He doesn't use any guitar effects. His style of playing is like singing. He makes the guitar sing.
He kai waiata, he kai tito waiata oki a Taina. Kua whai wā I ia ki ngā waiata a e te I atu kai waiata rongonui, pērā I a Nesian Mystic, Blind Spot, P-Money, rātou ko Scribe.
How much influence does he have over the music you put out there now?
Well, I mean, now some of his ideas and his musicianship are instilled in my playing because they're influences that I've gained from and garnered information from over the years. So it's not something that it's like a cognitive thing I think about before I play. I'm not like, oh, here's a George Benson lick. But when I do play, I can hear his influence in a lot of my playing.
He's jazz, you're predominantly hip-hop. Do you see that the paths cross at all?
In my life as a musician, like I've done a lot of hip-hop as an MC, a rapper, and I've played a lot of guitar and a lot of things that people wouldn't even know. His first album was instrumental. A lot of his earlier music was just guitar music, and he didn't start to sing until a little later on. And he's got the most amazing voice, and the scatting technique he does replays, and he sings the notes he's playing, and all that stuff was like an amalgam of pop, soul, and jazz. So straight ahead jazz artists would have been a little bit taken aback by what he was doing in the same way as hip hop.
What would you do if George Benson walked through that door right now?
I'd put this guitar down and never touch it again.
Kāri taia e George te aere kia taina, no reira nā mātou a taina, I ari kia George.
I'm a local guitarist who...
What's your name?
Taina. Taina.
Taina?
Yeah. So it's a big honour for me to meet you. I've been listening to you since I was a big Harvey Mason fan when I tried to play drums when I was a little kid, but I got a guitar and, big honour.
I ona wā ko George Benson tērā I waka noo ia Nat King Cole ei tino tauira mōna I aia e tamariki ana. Nō reira ko tēnei āringa ki Aotearoa e kātu o ka mānoa ki te unga nāna ia I pakari ai I roto I te ao puoro. E ono ngā uru mā witu ona tau, e rangi kāre anō kia pū te rua.
Do you realise how many romances you've kindled and how many babies were conceived to your music?
Two of my best friends asked me that, Luther Vandross and Marvin Gaye. They said, George, I wonder how many children we're responsible for bringing in the world. I said, man, don't talk that mess, man. We would always have a great laugh over that.